Hey guys, it's Lucian, and today I'm going to be doing my birthday book haul. I'm going to be showing you guys all the books I got for my birthday, which is exciting. Also, I noticed that I kind of have been ghosting you all. Don't know if you realize this well, but I kind of disappeared for a few weeks, and then I posted a video, and then I disappeared for a few weeks. But now that I have one day of school left, literally one singular day of school left for this year, I will be able to return to a weekly upload. I'm going to try to keep up with a weekly upload. If I don't, you guys can all yell at me in the comment sections or on my social media to get on that. But the first video that I'm going to be posting now is this one, my birthday book haul, and I was really lucky. I got a lot of books for my birthday. I really have been pretty good with not buying a ton of books this year. These are really the only ones that I've gotten, and these are ones that are either new releases or ones that I've wanted for a really long time. So I have quite a few to get through, so let's just get into it. Although I do want to apologize for my hair, because I have no idea what's going on. So y'all are just gonna have to deal with that. You can just go to another window and just listen to me instead of look at me if you wish. But yeah, let's just get into the books. So the first book that I have here is The Man in the Brown Suit by Agatha Christie. I really have no idea what this book is about. I know it's an Agatha Christie book, and I know it's one that I've been wanting for a really long time. I really don't care what the plot of Agatha Christie books are. I just kind of go off ones that I've heard about or that have a cool cover and stuff, because I'm it's my life goal to have read all of her mystery books, so I kind of just don't really care. I just kind of pick the ones that I see that kind of look interesting or that I remember having read the synopsis of, but don't remember them currently. So I have this one, and then I also have The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side. I know The Man in the Brown Suit is a standalone, but I know this is a Miss Marple book, and I like Miss Marple books. I like Agatha Christie. I really have no idea what these books are about, but do I ever? No. So, it's fine, I got these. Great. Next, I have Tell the Wolves That I'm Home by Carol Rifka Brunt. Again, I have no idea what this book is about, but I saw the cover, in Barnes & Noble one day, and I read the synopsis, and I know it's a historical fiction book. This is really sad that I don't know what any of these books are about, but the cover is really cool. I'm going to end up reading it eventually. I think maybe it has to do with tea. I don't know, because there's a teapot on here. And maybe there are some wolves. I don't know, I'm doing a terrible job, but I bought this, so lovely. Then I have Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I do know a little bit about this book. I know it is a romance, and I know that it is about a woman named Chloe Brown who is chronically ill and then has a relationship with a handyman or something. Again, not a ton, but I know a lot of people were reading this when it came out, and I remember hearing the synopsis and being interested, and then kind of putting it on the back burner for a little, but then in my brain, but then I kind of got interested in it again, and I was you know what, I'm gonna buy this book. Also, the scene dividers are cats, and there's a cat on the cover, so that was enough incentive for me to ask for it for my birthday. So here we go. Then I have The People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I know that this is a romance book as well, and I know that it is a friends to lovers sort of thing, where they go on vacation every year or something, and then they had a falling out, but then they decide to do it one more time or something. This could be completely wrong, but you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. And the cover is really cool. I liked Emily Henry's other romance book, and also this was literally a #1 New York Times bestseller, so, and I've heard really good reviews. I liked Beach Read, which was her other romance book. I didn't love it as much as everyone else, but I feel since I don't know a ton about this book, and I don't know all the what people are saying, I know people are enjoying it, but I don't know what specifically they liked. I feel I could have a better time enjoying this book, and I'm really excited because it seems a really good summary read. Then I have Autobiography by Christina Lauren. I really enjoyed Christina Lauren's books, and I know that this is a YA romance, and I think it's about this kid who lived in a very, progressive neighborhood, and he was out, and then his family moved somewhere that was really rural, and not really okay with him being out, so he has to kind of like go back in the closet or something, and then he meets some guy. Again, I'm like really horrible at synopses, apparently, but I know that this is Christina Lauren, and I know that I will enjoy all of their books, or like I know that I want to read all of their books. It's like a writing-author duo, so I'm excited to get to this, and I think this is like their only YA romance book. That could be completely wrong, but I am excited to read this nonetheless, and I've heard really good reviews, so should be interesting. Oh, finally we have a book that I do actually know what it's about. I have Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. This is a companion novel to Prince Charming, which I read last year and really, really enjoyed, but this basically follows a girl named Flora, I think is her name? No, Millie. And she goes to a boarding school in Scotland, and her roommate is like the Princess of Scotland or something, and then it's a romance book. I think they fall in love. I don't know. But I really enjoyed the first book in this kind of like companion series, so I was just like on board to read this. Then I have Death on West End Road by Carrie Doyle. This is the third book in like the Hampton's Murder Mystery series. I read like the first two books in this series, and I enjoyed them enough to like want to continue on with the series. They're just like really quick reads, and they're mysteries. And I know like it kind of follows a woman named Antonia who lives in a windmill. She, like, lives in this inn that was converted, that was originally a windmill in East Hampton, and in this book, the summer is over or something, or no, it's not over, I can't remember, but some lady, Susie Whittaker, was brutally slayed in 1990 on a tennis court. So, I suppose that this follows that. Okay, finally I have a book that I actually know what it's about, and that is The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. I've actually already read this book. I read it like I asked for it for my birthday, and then the next day I read it in like 2 days. But this is a companion novel to the Truly Devious series, which I've talked about a million times on my channel, and it's one of my favorite series of all time, and this follows the same main character, Stevie Bell, who at the beginning of this book is kind of like, she was really, like, praised for solving the mystery that was in the Truly Devious series, but everything is kind of, like, faded away. Like, her fame has kind of, like, died out. And she's working at a grocery store over the summer, and then she gets an email from the owner of this camp, who, in the 1970s, there was a, like, multiple homicide in the woods near the camp, and the new owner, is asking Stevie to come to the summer camp with her friends, and they can all be like camp counselors, and he wants Stevie to help him with a true crime podcast that will kind of go over the murders that happened there. But when Stevie arrives at the camp, she kind of becomes embroiled in the cold case from the 1970s and kind of strives to solve it, and then a new tragedy happens in the town, and she has to deal with a killer in the past and a killer in the present, and kind of uncover what happened. So I'm going to talk more about this in my June wrap-up, but I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4.75 out of 5 stars, and I would really recommend it if you liked the Truly Devious series. If you haven't read the Truly Devious series, but you're still interested in this, you can read it. There are very, like, mild spoilers, but yeah, I would definitely recommend this, and it was really good, so yeah. Next I have Arusha and the City of Gold by Roshini Chokshi. This is the 4th book in the Arusha series. I really enjoyed the first 3 books in the series, and I just bought this one, which is the 4th one. I plan to read it this summer because I read like all the Arusha books in the summer. They're really good summer reads, and I know that this book, they go to the City of Gold, hence the title and the cover. And it has to do with Hindu mythology and, you know, like the reincarnated gods and stuff. And I'm a really big fan, and this is the penultimate book in the series, so there's going to be a 5th book eventually. So, next I have A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which I read earlier this year and surprisingly really enjoyed, and I'm really excited to get to this sequel. It's kind of like a almost companion sequel, because the first book followed 2 main characters, Harper and Wren, and then this book follows one of the side characters from that book, and then another new character, and I'm really excited to get to it. I, again, surprisingly really enjoyed the first book in this series, and I'm interested to see where it will go, and I don't really have anything else to say. Next, I have How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. This is like a novella in the Cruel Prince series. I did enjoy the Cruel Prince series, not as much as everyone else, but I did really like it. and I thought it was a solid fantasy series, and I'm interested in this novella. It's illustrated, and it has really nice looking end papers, and a cool, like, you know, naked cover, but yeah, it's really short. I'm probably gonna read this, like, maybe this month or something. I don't know if this novella takes place, like, during the Cruel Prince series, or before or after, but I'm interested to see where this kind of, like, falls in line with the timeline of the series, and see how I feel about it, because I barely heard anyone talk about this book, but I'm excited to see how I feel. Then I have The Shahnameh by Abolqasem Ferdowsi, and I know I butchered his name, so I really apologize, but this is basically just like the Persian Book of Kings, and I'm really interested in it. I really like reading about Persian mythology. I don't know why, but it really interests me. I'm not Persian. I know a few people who are Persian, but I find the mythology really interesting. I find most mythology really interesting, but I've heard that this is just like a really, really good book, and it is an epic poem. It's like 30,000 rhyming couplets or something. It is freaking large. I didn't know this was going to be this fat when I opened the present, but I'm really excited about it. I have no idea when I'm going to get to this, but I'm excited to see when that happens, because I am really, really genuinely interested in this. I might probably like read it in like sections, because it is divided into like a bunch of different sections, so we shall see. Then I have Unhooked by Lisa Maxwell. This is a Peter Pan retelling, and for the longest time I thought I didn't care about Peter Pan, and I really don't care about Peter Pan, but I do think that Neverland is very interesting, and I know that this takes place in Neverland, and I think that this is like a, like, I don't think this follows a character that is like in the original Peter Pan. I think it's a new character who comes to Neverland, and then there's like a love triangle between Peter Pan and Captain Hook or something. I don't know, it's short and it interested me, and I asked for it last minute, and I'm excited that I have it, and I think that this could be a really interesting read and like a flip on Peter Pan, because I'm not a huge fan of the original story, but I think that this could be a cool twist. Then I have another book that I've already read, and that is Roomies by Christina Lauren. I read this like years ago, and I don't remember a ton from it, but I might have to reread it, but I didn't own it. I read an ebook of it, and I want to own all the Christina Lauren books that I read, so I'm excited to have this and add it to my collection. And also I just really, really like the cover. I really like the blue color scheme, and I think it's really cool. But this book basically follows a girl, I'm literally forgetting her name, Holland, yeah. And she basically like meets this guy named Calvin and finds out that he is an illegal immigrant, I think, and basically he wants to do a Broadway play, and then they have to get married for like a marriage of convenience. Again, I read this like in 2018, so I don't remember a ton from it, and I probably have to reread it. And yeah, I remember enjoying it, but I don't like remember like many of the details, which is really sad and embarrassing right now, but it's fine. We're almost done, I promise. But the next book that I have is The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory. This is another romance book that I've heard a lot about, and I believe that this book follows characters that choose each other to like be wedding dates, so whenever they're like going to a wedding and they get a +1, they just take each other, and then it's a romance book. I'm guessing they fall in love or something, which could be very interesting. Why do I suck at giving synopsis today? I don't know, but you know, looks interesting. Again, this is a book haul, so I don't know what the books are about 100%, but I was interested in it, and I'm gonna read it, so yeah. Then I have The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. This is the first book in like a really freaking long series, and I don't know if I'm gonna end up reading all the books, but I am interested in this first book. I've been interested in it for like a while. This follows a woman named Irene, who is a librarian, and then I think she goes back in time? Or no, she goes through a portal to an alternative London, and she and this other guy have to like retrieve this magical book or something. It sounds like The Last Magician, but I don't know which was published first. I don't know. It seems like a mix of like A Darker Shade of Magic and The Last Magician. And then the final book that I have for this book haul is Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. This is like the third book in the companion series. The first book was The Friend Zone. The second book was the Happy Ever After playlist. I really, really enjoyed The Friend Zone. I thought the Happy Ever After playlist was okay, but I have potential for this book. I think this book has potential. Again, I have no idea what this book is about, except that it's about a girl named Vanessa and a guy named Adrian, and there's a dog. Where is my award for giving the best synopses? I don't know, but I'm excited to read this. I'm excited to read all of these books, even if I don't know what they are about. But that is it for this very long book haul. I hope this was interesting, despite me knowing, like, next to nothing about all of these books. But you can find all of these books on Goodreads if you are interested in them. And yeah, so that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. And all my social media links are in the description box below. And I will see you next week with my May wrap-up. So, bye!